Good evening, all. Hello from Croatia. I'm Nada RATKOVIĆ. I'm a professor mentor, Master of Economics from Croatia. Thank you, Global Edu-Conclave 2021. I'm so proud to be a part of this big evening, and today I will present United Nations SDGs 2030 on the example of case study Croatia, which includes SDG 4 and SDG 13. I'm coming from Croatia and I work in high school Banja Josip Jelačić in Sin, Croatia, and also I work like a professor on Faculty of Economics, Business and Tourism. We are a very good school, like you see. We are e-twinning school, Erasmus Plus schools. We have many projects and we take care a lot about sustainable development goals. Like we all know, the situation in the world caused by COVID-19 was not good. Pandemic attached and brought and make big changes in all parts of our life, also in education. By 2030, we know that everybody on this world deserves, woman or a man, must have a quality education. What it means, a quality education? It could be technical, vocational, or tertiary education, and maybe have university. When we talk about education, we must make a correlation with all SDGs. First, I will talk about climate change. We all know that climate change is a real and tenable threat to our civilization, to every country, to every continent. All effects are visible and we see them every day. What it means? We must act. I, like a teacher, must act in school. So I do it through education, innovation, and I said every day in my classroom to my students, dear students, we must act. So everything we do, we must think about our healthy. Also, why we must make changes to protect our planet, our earth, our life. So, learning about nature and connecting with nature supports in our life fulfilling, happiness, and meaningful lives. What is education? Education is the prime tool that equips a child to meet the challenges of life. Did everybody in the world have education? Did they have a chance to have an education? Children must have education. We must think on every child. Children with physical or emotional disabilities, how we say children with special needs, even more have different talents. So, in this disability, we need to implement the achievements in every part of their education. Everybody of us here today can help and be sure that we can meet the global goals. In education, these 10 targets must create action to ensure quality education to everybody. I almost talk about environment-based on education. Let's look this tagline from 1990 to 2030. Global education must ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote life learning opportunities to all. We make emphasis on today innovative pedagogic methods, ICT. Also, what we emphasize specific critical thinking skills, questioning, investigating. We must form hypotheses, interpret the data. When we collect that, we analyze, we develop conclusions, and then solve the problems. How developers confidence the efficacy of solve problems. In my country, I make a survey from 10 April to 10 May 2021. Here are only one questions. Main reasons why teacher in school or region might not include climate education in their lessons. When we look here, 343, 31% said it is outside their subject area. I think that it must be a part of curriculum. 40% said that they don't have climate education in their curriculum. What we also ask here, the subject is too controversial or politic sensitive. 20% thinks that it is politic. We must don't use politics in these topics. We must take a part in our school curriculum and we can solve a problem. These are answers from 89% of teachers or head teachers. How we must modeling climate action. And what are the ways to make model climate action? Here are 4 topics: biodiversity, nature, energy, responsible consumption, health, and well-being. Like an example, when we talk about nature, we must plant flowers, trees, fruits, vegetables. We must shade for play areas and make a healthy school environment. We must take care about energy. Turn off lights, computers, electronics, all what we don't use. Consumption, responsible consumption. We must buy local products made on our farms, plantations, and factories. We have healthy and safe practices. Health and well-being. We must serve healthy, organic, local, and minimally packaged foods in our school, restaurants, cafeterias, and other. We must wash our hands every day more time. So as I said before, climate change is affecting every country and every continent. Almost the results in surveys said it is just temporarily. Greengrass house emissions are protected and they maybe looks like temporarily. What means weather's changing? Weather is really changing, the sea levels are rising, weather events are becoming more extreme. All of this disrupt our national economies and affects our life. So we all, like teachers, must have a plan. We must motivate and equip everyone to get involved. We must coordinate all the steps in climate action team. We must take action. We must collect data. What about reflect? What about review? We must planning, action, and reflection. So this is our plan for all the teachers during the world. How can we do that? We must empower students to take action. Why? Because time is running out and we shouldn't wait. We must act quickly. So we must learn our students about the actions. We must learn them through actions and we must learn from action. How can we do that? Here, in this case study, I will show how I do it with my students in Croatia, how I include it in the curriculum. So let's go from target 13.1. Strengthen resilience and adaptive capacity to climate-related disasters. Integrate climate change measures into policies and planning. I take care about target 13.1 and target 13.2. So, I take care about improving education, making awareness raising about human capacity on climate change mitigation, impact reduction, and early warning. On this picture, you can see our school park. Our school park is in our middle of the town where I live. Also, we must make implementation framework on climate change. There are many needs from United Nations. We need more than $100 billion to improve this, to make operations to the Green Climate Fund as soon as possible. For promoting mechanisms to raise capacity for climate planning, we must do for effective climate changes. We must plan and do what? Include focus on women and on youth. Why on youth? We are teachers and we are educating our youth on local and national level. When we talk about eco, environment, climate changes, and education, we must involve knowledge about eco-media literacy. Today we are having many informations on social media, so we must know and recognize the informations. What resonated with you? I did this survey on one conference in Italy, and here the surveyor said this. The relationship between infrastructure and eco-media literacy. In my country, we don't talk less about eco-media. How can we apply an environmental justice perspective to teaching media? Here are some methods: visualization, writing journals, connect ethical living to media literacy in symbolic. We must teach our kids how to organize and learn nonviolent political tactics. So we must get organized and find a real way on local, global level. In our school, I have an eco group. We make many activities on the day base. I will show now some of examples of my good practice in the classroom. This year, I do with my students many projects from the beginning. First was climate action project on global level. You can see 500 students, 100 countries have one mission. We were educators in the classroom and we really enjoy in this project. Next was Goals Project 2021, where we take action on all SDG goals. How we do that? We make class-to-class virtual exchange experience with other students all over the world. Then I make STEM Discovery Campaign 2021. Here I write and research about green and digital innovative approaches to learning and teaching online, and also on the topic sustainability and citizenship, how we combat climate change. As a result, we were finalists of the Yellow Sustainable in Croatia. So I'm very proud that I work with my students on this project. Here are some results. World must be united behind the science. And why science? Because STEM professional can reduce carbon emissions, clean water sources, fight pollution, create systems to recycle solar panels and plastic, full reverse to Mars and all. So we must include STEM in our curriculum. Here is the next project, Student for Greener Tomorrow. Here in this project, we found a balance between digital and applicable green activities in new normal. E-twinning projects on the topic of climate change. This project aims to raise awareness of the importance of sustainable development goals and educate students about global and local problems caused by climate change. Here we work on this project with our partners, and now we are finalizing this project. I can call the actions in my school 365 days in the year. Why? We celebrate all events. Water Day, Earth Day, Biodiversity Day. I can say that my school is only the school one in Croatia that celebrates European Day of Parks 2021. We are also part of the Day of Forests. We plant a lot. Here you can see our plants that we are preparing to plant. Here are some activities what I do with my students. The first activity is nature without garbage. It was not a problem to take gloves and garbage bags and start cleaning the schoolyard and the school environment. We do that every week. Here are some of the actions. More actions. Activity 2 is meaning stacking branches. Like I said before, behind my school is a park. Students are preparing for the actions. First, we learn them how to branch stacking activity. They must know the correct technique to make this job. Cut the branches, stress the branches. They must take the main branch to cut and take care of the tension. We mean about mechanical, how to wood and branches move as they sew. Here are the main activities. Pulling branches. One, afforestation and cleaning our lakes, rivers, forests, springs. These have a big natural violence on environment. So, what is our suggestion? Plant a tree, because planting tree is one of the most effective ways to combat climate change. Take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. So together we can be the change. Thank you. Thank you on your attention. And my final words are, everyone can make and help that we meet the global goals. Thank you very much, and best wishes from Croatia.